Okay, so we've established that creating a plan or a system can be very valuable in your estate planning. We've also established that there are many different codes, titles, legal, and tax issues that we need to be aware of. So it is crucial to have the right team in place. Now it's time to discuss another critical document in our pyramid, trusts. There are several different types of trusts depending on what your ultimate goal is. Whether you're trying to include or exclude assets from your estate or give assets to specific people, businesses, or charities. So they can be another powerful estate management tool, but you do need to set it up when you're alive. Key factor, alive. A trust is a legal entity that can own property and investments. Properly structured trusts completely avoid probate and avoid the delays and expenses that often accompany probate. Trusts are not a matter of public record, so how much you leave and to who you leave your assets is all private. Trusts can provide some measure of control over how assets are distributed to children and other beneficiaries. Just like Rothschild estate, he left directions. Once you establish the trust and transfer your assets into it, that makes you the grantor, the one who grants the assets. Your new trust will then be managed by a trustee. And since you can make yourself the trustee, you don't actually have to give up any control over the property you put in the trust. This is called a revocable living trust. Trusts can be revocable or irrevocable, essentially having control or not. When you die, the person you named in the trust document to take over, who's called the successor trustee, they transfer ownership of everything in the trust to the people you want to get it. In most cases, the whole process can be handled quickly with some simple paperwork, and nothing has to go through the delays or expense of probate. As I mentioned, there are several types of trusts to answer different estate challenges, so it is important to work with a professional to find the right trust vehicle, one that will protect your loved ones when you are no longer there to make financial decisions. Here is one more story about leaving an inheritance outright. We've all heard of Marilyn Monroe, right? Blonde bombshell, white dress, actress, singer. Well, she left the bulk of her assets to her acting coach, Lee Strasberg, when she died at 36 years old. When Strasberg died, his interest in his estate passed to his third wife, Anna, who didn't even know Marilyn. Anna ended up licensing Monroe's products to companies like Mercedes-Benz and Coca-Cola. She eventually sold the estate for tens of millions of dollars. Now, if Marilyn Monroe would have established a trust, she might have been able to provide for Strasberg while he was alive and then pass the remainder of her estate onto another individual or a charity of her choosing. Now, does that story resonate with anyone? Who your spouse might remarry if you pass away, potentially disinheriting or indirectly benefiting from your assets, someone you don't even know? So maybe it's not just about bypassing the fees of probate. There are also some interesting uses of trusts, like in the case of Leona Helmsley, who created a $12 million trust fund for her dog. Ugh, lucky dog. Whoever your chosen beneficiaries may be, it makes sense to pass as much of your estate as possible to them and manage estate taxes and the probate process. Remember, if you are interested in doing strategies to plan for your estate, we are here to listen to what your needs are.